What's going on, guys? Welcome along to Arsenal Fan TV, and what a great win that is for us. Arsenal 4, Sunderland 1, exactly what we needed. A crucial 3 points to further this title push, and an excellent way in which to respond to that defeat against Bayern Munich on Wednesday night. In going into this game, I was really pleased to see some significant rotation in the squad. Of course, we had Monreal coming in for Kieran Gibbs, and Monreal, I was a bit sceptical about him playing today, especially with Adam Johnson on the right-hand side for Sunderland. I was a bit sceptical that maybe he wouldn't have a really solid performance, but he proved me wrong. I thought he had a decent game today, although he did go off at half-time due to a slight niggle, but Wenger said in his press conference that he should be back for the game against Stoke next week. We also saw Podolski start the game, which, you know, every single fan's been crying out for. An awful lot of us have been wondering what on earth he's got to do to get in the team. He started the game today, played really well. There were aspects at times where I think maybe he could have done better, but nonetheless he put in a decent performance, and I'm just really glad to see him start. We also saw Giroud come in for Yaya Sanogo. Giroud had an excellent game, probably my man of the match, and I thought he played really well. As well as that, glad to see Rosicky start. One of my personal favourite players, so glad to see him start the game in that centre attacking midfield role, and I was glad to see Ozil rested for this one. I was a bit surprised he didn't feature on the bench, but nonetheless, you know, I'm sure he's going to come back a stronger player, rebuild his confidence a little bit, and he'll come back a really good player in that game against Stoke. Anyway, the game started off really dominant for Arsenal. A lot of Arsenal possession, passing it around a bit, making a few breaks towards the Sunderland goal, but we were just struggling to find that opening goal. But it did come fairly early, in about the 10-minute mark, and it was great work by Jack Wilshere. It was a lovely ball to him. I can't quite remember who passed it, but it was a lovely ball to him, a lovely little ball to Giroud, and a nice finish. And I was glad to see Giroud actually, you know, it was a decent finish, and that's what he's been lacking in his game. If he puts in that kind of performance in the bigger games, then, you know, he's going to merit a start week in, week out. And it's nice to see that we've actually got like a decent backup in Sanogo on the bench. And we also had Bentner on the bench today, so our striking options aren't looking as bad as first thought. Anyway, the game carried on, and it was yet again more of the same from Arsenal, all this dominant possession, and it did look like we were going to do something with it, because these counter-attacking moves, Rosicky, Cazorla, all at the heart of it, absolutely running the show. I was also glad to see Arteta put in a good performance today. I thought he played really well, especially in that defensive midfield role, doing a lot of mucking out, and kind of everyone had a good performance today, and I was glad to see it. There's no one I can really criticise today. There are a couple of moments when Wilshere made a couple of loose balls, but nothing I can criticise at all, really. Anyway, you know, the game did go a bit flat for quite a long spell, and, you know, I was kind of hoping we'd push on, because it was an early goal we scored. I was hoping we'd go on, push on, maybe win the game 4-5, maybe even 6-0, but there was quite a big patch where we weren't doing anything with it. But we got the momentum going again when it was a very poor back pass by the Sunderland defender, intercepted by Giroud, and it was a really tidy finish through Manone's legs. Now, usually, you might think Giroud might muck up a chance of that, and to be fair, it was a pretty hard goal to score. I mean, he wasn't in the most perfect positions to put it in the back of the net, but nonetheless, he did it, and it was a great goal, and his confidence must be, you know, really back on track now, and I'm hoping he'll start the game against Stoke City, and I'm just really glad to see Giroud, that, you know, this whole thing in his personal life hasn't damaged his confidence, and he's still playing really good football. Anyway, the game carried on, and it did kind of look like we were going to run riot now, because we were making so many breaks against Sunderland, and we did get another goal. Such a lovely goal from Thomas Rosicky. There was an awful amount of lovely build-up play between the likes of Wilshere, Giroud, Rosicky himself, and it was a lovely poke to Rosicky from Giroud, and all he had to do was put it over the keeper, and he took his finish really well. Excellent layoff from Giroud. He got 2 goals and an assist in that game, so couldn't have asked for much more from him, and Rosicky had another outstanding performance, and we ended the half 3-0 up. It couldn't have ended the half any better. Went out in the second half, got a fairly early goal through Laurent Koscielny from a corner. I was glad to see that, and I really liked his celebration as well, patting his chest. It's great to see that kind of passion in our players. Same goes for Giroud as well, but the game did kind of die out from there. It was kind of looked like we'd shut up shop. It wasn't for a excellent goal from Giaccherini. I mean, Szczesny maybe could have done a bit better in holding it, but it was a great goal from their point of view, and ended the game 4-1. Excellent result. It's the kind of win we needed, a big win. I remember when we lost to Bayern last season, we had that really scrappy win over Aston Villa, but now we've responded with a comfortable, assertive victory. Got a big game against Stoke next week where we should be picking up all 3 points. We've got a couple of winnable games coming up now, and we have got some massive games against the likes of Chelsea, City, Spurs, even Everton in March. So we've got to be getting all the wins whilst we can now, and hopefully we can get something out of those games. Anyway, Great win today. The atmosphere was pretty decent as well. If you have enjoyed the video, it would be great if you click the like button. Subscribe for more videos. Please leave your thoughts on the game in the comments box below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.